What up? What up? Hopefully you can hear me all right. I'm just going to play a little Dookey Dash. If you want to come through, let me know. If you want to just chop it up. If you have questions, please hit me up. Going to do some speculation. Going to play some Dookey Dash. Going to break some high scores. Well, at least my high scores. That's the point. Or hope. Have a snow day tomorrow. Well, an ice day. Dallas-Fort Worth is getting an ice storm. And if you know anything about Dallas or any warm state, if you get any precipitation, it's like it's all over. Murdy, she wrote. So again, appreciate y'all checking it out. I'm just gonna jump up and play. I did have a couple random thoughts. Number one, this hat is awesome. Shout out to Adidas and Bored Ape and the others. Another random thought. These gummy bears, Black Forest, organic. Wow. We've been getting them. That's a Costco pickup if you're into that for years, and they're amazing. Seriously. They're amazing. I'm going to put on a little tunage. Let's see what we got. What's this sound like? Not sure I like that. Oh, yeah, here we go. Actually, you know what? This will remind me of a little lo-fi via StreamYard. If it's too loud, let me know. But I'm not going to have the sound playing for Dookey Dash because that gets completely intense if I do. What's your high score? Comment it if y'all are playing Dookey Dash. If you're not, if you're just scrolling by and saying, what the hell is Dookey Dash? It's a game that Bored Ape Yacht Club created. It's actually a minting experience. And that's like the first topic we can get into is there's a lot of talk about it, you know, it being a game and scores are getting outrageous, but I think that's dope and awesome. There's actual gamers, gamers, streamers that are actually doing this and putting up just massive scores. There was a Fortnite player, I don't remember his name, but he scored over 800,000, which is absurd. My high is like 210. Now, granted, I'm not great, but nonetheless, we're gonna play a little Dookey Dash. It's a fun game if you haven't seen it before, or if you have. So I'll walk you through it because I think it's fun to kind of talk about it too. And again, if you've played it already, know about it, that's cool too. So I have a Bored Ape. This is my Bored Ape, this pink ape here with the halo. I also have a dog, and that's how I got a tier 4 pass. So there's 4 different tiers of passes, and you were able to claim them for free if you had a Bored Ape or Mutant Ape. And the 4 tiers went top. The top tier, tier 4, is a Bored Ape and a dog, which is what I have here. And then there was tier 3, which is a Bored Ape. And there's tier 2, which is a Mutant Ape and a Kennel Club, which is the dog. And then the tier 1 is a Mutant Ape. So I have a tier 1, a tier 3, and a tier 4. I've played on the tier 4 and tier 3, and I actually haven't even claimed my tier 1. So I need to do that. And so basically what this sewer pass does is it allows you to play this game. And I'll go ahead and play as I talk, and it'll be really great. I'm sure I'll do terrible. So my top score is just over 210,000, which is not great. It's me. And so basically this is a minting experience, and it's skill-based. Higher the score, hypothetically, and most people, and I would go in this camp as well, believe that means it'll impact what you receive, and it's going to be a power source. Nobody really knows what that means. There's a lot of speculation, and I'll pull up a couple threads tonight and as I stream, because there are some interesting threads about the power sources potentially being a living organism, because there is like sound coming out of the box, and I'll show you that here in a second. Well, hopefully not in a second, when I die. And so basically, the higher your score and the more fragments, which are all those like glowing pieces that you pick up, potentially the better power source that you are able to claim at the summoning, which is just going to be, I believe, just a minting experience where you burn the passes and they turn into a power source. So a lot of speculation there. I think it was Nash, who's a mutant ape, and I think he has a coda too. holder. Shout out to him, and I will pull up the thread here in a second. I think his speculation is pretty darn good, and I would tend to say that it's accurate. Obviously, so we know, but basically he zoomed in on the images of the mechs, and I'll show you that as well here in a bit. Bored Ape had posted these images that was like Eerie, the dog prophet, saying that this is what he went into the woods and did mushrooms and came up with these sketches and said it was the future, and they are like mechs. And there's always been this, not really hidden, but speculation of mecha apes and mecha dogs, etc., coming at some point here in the Bored Ape Yacht Club ecosystem in Yuga. And so again, when I die, you'll see that the first time you die, there'll be a box. And I think it says like, is anyone there? So there's a voice there, and so to me, again, I think it's Nash. I'll pull it up after. His speculation, I just think it makes too much sense, is that these are these little creatures. You could zoom in on the mechs, and there was like different forms, if you will, or evolutions, if you will, of simple organisms all the way to something that was not as simple. And so the thought there is that you get an organism that is powering the mech potentially, or helping you control it, and that you can evolve it over time. Because that's something that I'll pull that up too. The little map diagram, that was pretty damn good for me. First run of the night. I'm not very good. I like gaming, but I was never a gamer. 131. All right. And one thing also that you can do is you can buy these power sharp packs, which basically makes it easier because you get a extra 15% bonus, and you get a bunch of also, it didn't show me the box, so I'll have to refresh, and hopefully it will. But you can use these power shards to make your life easier, is what it does. So let me go ahead and refresh this real quick. And then I'll play again. And I hope this time it should. By the way, the power shards, I'm not going to buy them anymore, because my thought is I don't think it's going to do enough or be worth enough for me to spend my precious fee. And so I'm not going to power shard. But hopefully this time it shows the box. And again, the box, it does have like, it looks to be a voice coming out of it. So if there's a voice and there's an organism there, perfect. An organism, I didn't mean to die, but I'm just not very good. Let's see if it does it. Okay, so here you go. So here's the box. It says, hello, anyone there? And it's like rattling around. It says fragile, etc. And it shows you the score. So like to me, I would think it only makes sense that would mean that this speculation is true or pretty accurate. So let me go ahead and pull this up real quick. Again, if you have questions, if you're just saying hi, thanks for being here. I appreciate you for real. I enjoy doing this, and again, having a snow day is pretty freaking dope. All right, here we go. Let's see. We'll share this other screen real quick and go through this. It is Nash that has this thread. So this is from yesterday. Dove down the rabbit hole on mechs on NFT show. And here's what it came up with. Mechs are unmanned. As you can see in Mech 1 is a drone that hovers over Curtis's shoulder. And these are the sketches that came out from Bored Ape Yacht Club. And it was, again, right as Dookey Dash was being released. So as opposed to a suit or Iron Man. And so you see this little guy that's floating over Curtis's shoulder, which now opens up the question of how are these mechs being controlled? And if you zoom in right here, he's going to go over it, but there's like a little, what looks like to be an organism. So a closer look at the mech shows that they're not alone. Each mech has a strange looking small creature attached to it are they the ones controlling the mechs, which I find super interesting. So you have this version that's like more evolved, and I think as you get down, oh, right here, this is the first one. Like on the small little drone, there's like a small version, and so evolution. Now this is where things get interesting. These creatures appear to be presented to us at different stages of their evolution, starting with a simple, almost amoeba jellyfish type organism to more complex organisms with more advanced abilities. So you can see this one's like, I don't know, controlling with his mind, it looks like, and this one looks like it's flying, etc. And this one is obviously the most simple form. And it says power source. Are these creatures the incredible power sources Gary will summon from another dimension into our world? Is that other dimension the other side? So there's some more speculation. So this is on the website that talks about the summoning. Gary's been studying the box and comparing notes compiled from forgotten archives. He thinks conditions are right to perform a summoning ritual that will bring an incredible power source from another dimension into our world. Are we actually playing to see which evolutionary stage of these creatures we end up with after the summoning? And is that what's in the box? So I find that really interesting. So like depending on the tier, does tier 4 get like the most evolved? Maybe. Note, whatever is inside the box is alive and can speak. Also note the sticker, a god inside. So again, there's stickers on the outside, and this is what's, I mean, pretty dope about just the NFT space in general, is there's all these people that just dive into all the details, which is awesome. And by the time the video's put out or the new website's put out, and give it like 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, people will tell you like 7 different things they saw. And then it says there's a second activation minigame following Dookey Dash, during which he's speculating that these creatures will help the apes create mechs for the prophesized cosmic battle ahead. So again, if you haven't followed Nash, you should. You should check out Other Side Meta with Nash and Peanut NFT. Great space host and awesome information. So shout out to Nash. But again, I think there's something there. Like this makes sense to me because I hadn't noticed, you know, when I first looked at the drawings. But when you zoom in, each one of them has a different one, and they definitely look to be at a different state. So I think that's, I would say, relatively interesting. So maybe your score dictates, I should say, not depends, dictates the version or how high up your little being is, whatever that is. And again, like, who knows, could be complete baloney, but nonetheless good information. I love speculating. Seeing if anybody wants to come through and play a little Dookey Dash. If not, that's cool too. This is fun just to play. I'm not great again, but I definitely bought a mouse, a gaming mouse, which I've 1000% never owned one in my life. Shout out to Dookey Dash for having me want to do that. Boom, Don't Feed says he wants to hop on. Let's get it. We love it. We love it. If you guys got questions or just want to say hi, you can too. No pressure though. Please don't feel like you have to. I'm gonna jump on and play some more. So again, the game is fun. I would say that the best part about the game is it's addicting. Like even for someone like me that doesn't really play a lot of games, I find myself, what's up, Don't Feed? I sent you the link in Discord. I find myself coming back and playing a bunch. So now granted, at this point, definitely playing for something. So I know Squirrel and I talked about it over the weekend when we were streaming this, was like, will people still want to play it if they keep it open? And I really, oh god, almost died instantly. I really do hope that they open it up to the public, because I just think, I mean, like, why not? This is one of those games that's like call it a time waster, and that's not a negative thing. Like, I think there's times to clear your mind. This is definitely one of those games that you can play, and even if it's I don't know, like, do you have competitions with it? Does that matter? I don't freaking know. Maybe. I see you there, Don't Feed. I'll grab you in a second, my dude. Don't worry, I'll die in the next 30 seconds, probably guaranteed. But again, easy game. Didn't have to be anything massive. And again, this is a minting experience. So yeah, the game's dope. And a lot of people are playing it. We have a lot of pro gamers as well that I know the dude that's in first said he was playing it for himself, which I find to be pretty cool. Obviously, he's doing that because he knows or assumes, which is a good assumption, it's going to be a massive payday. But I think that's okay too. There's also some pro gamers that are charging, which is also completely cool, to get, oh shit, different scores, higher scores for people. So that's not something I'll be doing personally. Though I'm not great at the game, I feel like, I don't know, I'm like, oh shit, there's a fan blade. I'm a super competitive spirit, so bring Don't Feed on here too. What up, duder? You got that mic muted. I don't know. You probably knew that.
No, I didn't know that. Okay. I was going to try and set up my green screen. The virtual backgrounds aren't working as well.
No, you're good, dude. You're good, brother. I love the PFP mask. Oh my god, that was the worst run of all time. Actually, true story, I think my worst run is like 500. That was 2000, which is also terrible. Have you been playing a bunch of Dookey Dash? You just been kind of chilling?
Admittedly, I didn't play much the last probably like 4 or 5 days. I was pretty sick, like just laying in bed sleeping sick. I just kind of wanted to sleep it off.
Right. No, I get that strategy. That's probably the best strategy, to be honest, is if you're able to just stay home and rest. It's definitely the best. Pushing forward and playing Dookey Dash. I mean, you still got a week to play, so.
Yeah, it started for me Thursday night.
Okay.
So I had to go through Friday of work, but I work remotely, which is easier.
Right.
And then as soon as I could, once I got off work, I just pretty much I did the whole bed strat the whole week, which kind of sucks to blow a week in that way. Like the week went by pretty fast, but
right.
The good news is though, not having to miss work, and I'm healthy now.
That's the thing. There's always a trade-off for sure, and having to be laid up in bed can be boring potentially. But I know you're what is it, The Last of Us? Is that what that damn show is called?
Oh yeah, dude.
I watched the first episode. I don't know. I knew it was like a video game, but I didn't know shit about a video game. So I don't know. Like, I literally know zero of the storyline whatsoever, which is fine. I just watched the first episode today because we got let out early for the ice of Texas. But dude, super good already, and that's just episode 1. So
fuck yeah, dude. Honestly. Yeah, don't go read anything online. Keep it blind the way that you are. Like right. I definitely and share your experience with me. I'm excited to hear because you're exactly the audience that I'm like the most excited for. Although I will say somebody like me, I've played the games 3-4 times through, both 1 and 2.
Right.
And I just, dude, like it's honestly hands down one of my favorite stories, and I put that up there with books, film, comics, music, wherever medium you're going to tell a story. And this is before there was a show. And I will say, without any spoilers, like for people like me who played the game, they've added new things, and they've kind of mixed up like some interactions and encounters and done things to keep it fresh and exciting for us too. But I've since day one, even if they've nailed it, and they're making it a great show for people who've never played and for people who have. But
right.
if they did miss one audience, like let's say they failed the gamers, I was at least hoping though that this story, because it's such a beautiful story, and it's dark, which is right up my alley. I was at least hoping that people like you who haven't played the game would just be able to experience and enjoy the story.
So far so good. I mean, obviously, him losing his daughter at like first. Oh shit! Spoiler alert. That's
all right. That's a fair spoiler, dude. That's the first couple. That's the start of it.
It's really early. That's really fucking early.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, damn. I thought it was gonna just be because I knew, like, I'd seen like a picture of the video game. And I knew it was like a younger person and like, oh, it's gonna be like a main character. Psych, just kidding. All right. So I really don't know shit. I really don't know shit about it, like, at all.
Yeah. So in the game, you start off as the daughter. You play as her. But it's a lot shorter of an experience that you're with her, but it's still enough time you're actually playing as her, where you're like, okay, she's like a main character, and then they pass the torch off, and then they kick things off later, just like the show. But the show, because it's not a game, and you're not going to spend that time, that half hour, or however long it takes to get through that little part, they had to expand on it, so they give you a whole day with her, really get you to get to know her, so they then get to know like where it happens in the game. But they also changed it up some stuff too, so that was cool.
Right. So yeah, I'm definitely hooked. I think tonight, since I do not have to work tomorrow, I might try to bust through one episode tonight, just because having two young kids, you gotta do it during nap time or like at scary hours deep at the nighttime. So I think I might try to rip through one tonight.
This next episode will be perfect for scary hours, man.
Oh, perfect. I love creepy. I actually don't mind dark. I know it kind of sounds like maybe weird, but I actually like dark storyline. It captivates me. Don't worry, I'm not a serial killer in past life or in a current life. I just enjoy that.
Well, you definitely don't have to explain yourself to me, because dark's right up my alley. And what I've come to find too is most of the people that I know who like the really dark stuff or even horror, they're even people who listen to fucking death metal, they end up being like the biggest like sweethearts, the nicest people. It's not what you would think, right? Like,
it's because they get their like disturbed thoughts out in the entertainment rather than like the real world.
Yep.
They're able to just experience it through entertainment.
Exactly.
So, we were talking in our little DM portal. Do you think that it might be the little beings that are the power sources, kind of like what Nash had said in his little thread? Does that sound feasible and maybe probable?
That's what kind of sparked me when I read that thread, was the idea that like the little creatures, like whatever they are, could be the power source. I was like, oh, that's kind of fun and exciting, No,
I agree.
Yeah.
Definitely interesting, just because like even it's like all these little details that, not that I don't notice the fine details, but I don't like, full transparency, me playing today on whatever it is, Sunday, that would not have happened if not for an ice storm. So like I'm not playing a ton, just because I don't have the time. And it's funny when people point out like there's definitely a voice coming out of that box. It's like, I've looked at that freaking box 1,000 times, but I'm not thinking about it, right? You're just thinking about, okay, what score did I get, rather than like maybe looking at the finer details of even the box that shows the first time that you play the game today.
Yeah, it's funny.
Definitely has a voice coming out.
It's funny too, because it's actually, when you get to that box, you're kind of just like, all right, let me try and click through. You're like trying to rush through that process, right? Like, I've never sat there at the box and been like, oh, let me take a moment. Like, I'm like ready to try and jump back to the next game. So I usually, I had like a stupid, I hit a wall that I should not have hit or something. And I'm like, dude, like, get this fucking box out of my way.
Yeah, you're like annoyed at it.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, there's maybe some information there.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, it's like film or anything else, right? Everything that's in a scene serves a purpose, and they obviously thought a lot about it to put it there. So it is worth paying attention to.
I definitely agree. And I'm just, man, it's 3 weeks has felt like an eternity, and we're not, what are we, like halfway, I guess, or a little over halfway. And at this point, I'm still enjoying the game. Like, full transparency, I really hope they keep it open. People keep playing, and maybe they have competitions for other stuff that has nothing to do with the mint. And again, I've talked about this a number of times. I'm really hoping they have this library of games, mobile games, etc., that they're continuing to build out, because I just think that would be genius to get some that doesn't have to be buying a Bored Ape. If you can get people like interested in your characters through little easy ones that are free, I think that's a great use case. So I'm curious to see, you know, obviously the power sources. I'm really curious on what the tiers mean. Like, you know, we've talked about this also in our little group message is, you know, does tier 1, and it's still, you know, because it is like, it says skill-based mids, like you should, I would think, be able to get a freaking really dope thing and a better thing than a tier 4 if you just smash them in the score. Like, I would think, because it says skill-based mid. But then I talk to other people that are like, well, I really think it's just as long as you play it, you're going to be good, and tiers still matter, because Everyday Zucchini, who's on the team, shout out to Spencer, he's one of the game dudes, he had said something where just like the tiers will continue to matter. I don't know if that means that obviously like tier 4s are just going to get far superior things for this. I'm curious on your take. Obviously, again, they said skill-based mint from the very jump, so you got to think that that's going to be uber important. But does a tier 4 still have a massive leg up just because it's a tier 4?
I mean, so full disclosure, I bet on the fact that tiers do matter, right?
Right.
And I bought, you know, a tier 3. Like I bought a higher tier.
Right.
But I also think though that like it could be as simple as what he was referring to when he said tiers are still going to matter. Is we still got 2 more mini games, 2 more Evos, and we've already seen how the tiers made a difference for giving you the advantage in this game. Like, dude, a tier 1 is lucky to get a 200,000 score. Like they have to bust their ass off to get up that high.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, a tier 3 or a tier 4, like you should be getting up to like 300,000-400,000, right?
Right.
With that same amount of skill. And so I think that it could just be as simple as that, but I'm definitely not going to be complaining too if there is all some advantages. Also, people have talked about, you know, and some people are banking on the fact that your ape image is attached to these passes, and maybe those traits could carry over. I got a trait pass with a noise fur, you know, which I always thought was kind of a cool fur. I saw somebody picked up one of the Mega Mutant passes. I wonder if there'll be any little, even a little something where that comes into play, and that could be exciting.
I would love that. I would love that, just as someone that obviously has had my PFP for a long time. Gonna bring Squirtle on too. What's good, brother? I would love it if there's some sort of little mini attachment with it, or trait or something, whatever it may be. Like maybe it's pink fur because it's a pink ape. Something. I would love that, just because for me it's all about connecting with my Bored Ape, my PFP. I got lucky where the dog that was attached, that I got, I should say, with the Bored Ape is also pink fur. So I'm just like all in on that. So if they could have that connection, I would love it. And I saw that was Chicago. Do it big for Chicago. I think that's his handle. He paid five ETH for Mega, which was above obviously what the floor of that tier would have been.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it was a tier 1, because there wasn't a dog attached.
Which, by the way, dude, I didn't know the hierarchy on apes, but I didn't realize that your background, the orange one, is pretty up there as like one of the personal favorites.
Yes,
I saw somebody
dude.
put out a poll recently, and like, what's your favorite ape background? And like, that was the clear winner. Yeah. And like, because for instance, you know, with like the Vals, I have one like maroon is really sought after. I never. It's funny. I never thought about it with apes. You definitely don't have a floor ape, you know.
No, I think according to rarity, which honestly I feel like people have stopped caring as much, which I'm okay with either way. I think mine's like right around 1,200. out of 10,000, which is not bad at all.
Yeah.
Hey! But
You got the Halo too.
The Halo, the pink fur and the orange background.
Oh, and pink fur as well. It's not the basic brown. Yeah.
I love those trades, and we've always orange background is always, we've had the orange Dow, which was just there was a little Discord that was just for fun. That was from the very beginning, just because we were like, yes, we love this background. It was a little bit, I don't know, it popped more than a lot of the other backgrounds. So.
It does, yeah, it really does.
And some people might say that's not a good thing, but I think it's dope. So.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, Squirtle? You alive, my brother?
Yeah. Over here, but
good.
I think I jump in. But,
yeah, dude.
We're just
chatting it up. I'm seeing if I can get above 100,000. Ah, yes. For those that don't know about it, please enlighten us on the entire topic. I know about it, but if someone is watching, the tab is loud.
Yeah, you're.
Is it the actual game?
Yeah, the game sound is loud. I was gonna say it's hard to hear Squirtle a little bit.
That's hilarious.
I'll wait till
the funny thing about that is my tab is actually muted on my laptop. It's just that it's still going. That's hilarious. That can still go through, even though it's muted actually on my device. I'm about to break 300. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, don't mess this run up. Don't worry about it.
I don't think I'll mess it up either way. I'm not using any more power shot. Foot in the ground. I'm no longer spending 8 on starting last day. Nah, it's not worth it. It's not gonna impact us enough. Fuck. Right into the pipe. Alright, let me stop sharing. We'll go over to Mr. Squirtle.
The nest stuff is really funny. There's people that just aped into it and don't really understand the burn mechanic stuff. They're it tells you to put in 5. After you've already burned, it's probably a scam.
Yeah.
But the floors is just kind of holding up, man. I really think it's gonna dip tomorrow when people wake up, and then I'll get my 2. But he's doing more burns.
Which I'm not surprised by that. When he posted that, I was not surprised at all. It kind of felt like that was coming just because it's funny. You can go back from, it was a long time ago. Someone had pulled a comment that he had on open editions from it might've been 2021 even. And he was like, I'm never doing an open edition and all this stuff. And he commented back because the person, whatever, obviously put it on his thread, and he's like, well, yeah, that was a long time ago, and I've kind of changed my thoughts on that. And I think if you're gonna, yeah, more money. Just kidding. But I do believe with great artists, you can be really creative with your burn mechanics, and that can be an ever-changing thing, and something that you can always add to as well, which I think is pretty cool. It's definitely gamified,
especially with Manifold, making it a nice little.
Dude, that's the one thing that I really love about this is I was already, when I did my 2022 recap, I shouted out Manifold, and I was like, this is awesome. Mm-hmm. And what I was working a lot with people within the Wagdai community, I was encouraging them to basically create their own mints and have fun with it. It's anybody could do this. It's really easy, man. We could pretty much, if we wanted to, rather than doing pull apps, right? We could have been making some fun Manifold drops. Mm. It's that easy. And I've done it myself. And but that's the one thing that I really love about this is it's in the past, when people were doing open editions, it was through a Nifty Gateway or whatever. I'm sure they got a fat cut.
Right.
The fact that these artists are able to just take it in their hands and do it how they want and still deliver a clean experience, and it's not OpenSea storefront or Nifty Gateway or whatever. It's it's on Arweave. That's pretty awesome.
Real contracts.
Yep.
But yeah, and it's to go back to what you were talking about though. It's funny because I remember I was probably there in that Discord or whatever when Ness said that he was never going to do open editions. And it's funny though, but it's like the people are like, I saw it wasn't just one person, multiple people kept on fucking like bringing that up and putting it in the comments on every time he was posting when he was launching. So you know, I'm sure he addressed more than one person. And the thing I was like, dude, come on, you guys, like this space changes so much. Like, are you really surprised that an opinion he had about something from 2 years ago has changed? Like, dude, if you put any of us up on the fucking, you know, spotlight, you could find any kind of tweet or thing that I said from fucking 2 years ago that I've changed my opinion on, you know,
for sure.
I went through the Nifty Gateway open edition, like bull run, you know, what have you, whatnot. And I experienced that. And I also said, like, never again am I going to buy open editions. Like, you know, so I was there. Like, don't get me wrong. And here I've had some fun picking up a couple. Like, it's just, it's, you know, things change. The space changes. Like, and it's also, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's the context and your intent and everything else behind it. Like, you know, it's not always so black and white as like this sucks or this isn't cool. You know, it's a mechanic. It's one fucking tool.
Yeah. I agree, dude. I agree. I just thought 100%. Of something I can show on stream. I got my sick Bored Ape and Macbeth. This is one of the prints.
Oh, dude, that came out really dope.
Yeah, it's freaking dope, dude. And then
don't put it away. I want to see it when I'm done this round.
Yeah, I will.
Thank you.
And then
nice, we get to see Squirtle in action now.
Yep. Also, the sweet jacket that people have been sharing.
Yes, that's what I wanted to see too. I was gonna ask if you got that jacket.
Yeah, dude. You did. Of course, man. As a maximist of Bored Ape, I remember seeing this in New York at Ape Fest, and I was just like, dude, this is the most fire piece of merch they've done so far. And then I haven't opened up the other print yet. I kept it in the tube because I need to frame it. But these t-shirts, one thing I noticed was they're super heavy, like high quality. So here's one of them, which is dope. Skull action. And then for anyone that hadn't seen the merch, here's the other one, which is freaking dope. The dudes in Macbeth. So the dudes have, and Macbeth have the clothing line, and Macbeth did the collab here with Bored Ape. So we had ordered these a while, but I mean, they're really like high quality and heavy, which I love. So.
Yeah.
Not like some of the other shits we gotten. And then let's see here. Got a few other things that are pretty dope. Of course, they sent some stickers. All about the stickers. But then the cool, really cool things are these sick patches, dude. Banana, the board one. These can go on your jacket or whatever.
Dude, I like those bananas.
The toilet, bro.
Yeah.
Banana, toilet, and the board one. And then also an enamel pen of the boat.
You got to show Squirtle the poster of the jacket.
I will right now. I don't know if you saw the t-shirts either, but here's this one. Squirtle.
The t-shirt's coming back. Oh, nice. I like that.
And then the other one is this.
That's dope.
And then this is the smaller print, but they came out really good.
Oh, that's cool. That they like in a nice like frame. That'll look awesome.
Yes, I need to frame it. I'm not gonna frame that myself. I'm just gonna have somebody else do it. And then the jacket is like fire.
Not bad.
It's really dope, and one of the coolest things actually is on the inside of the jacket, they're individually numbered. So like each of these is its own number. So I got 625.
Oh, that's awesome.
So right here it has the number.
So it's all denim, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. There's also a toilet. Oh, here we go. The toilet enamel pen, of course. Speaking
Just
of
in time.
Dookey, lots of Dookey. So I
Nice.
think it's definitely my favorite merch drop for sure. Like just like to me, this is what as they move forward, I hope it's this. Like really freaking cool collabs. Like this makes sense. The style of Macbeth's art, his
Mhm.
artistic style and touches that he did on this, I think is just like perfect. So I love it. I remember seeing it in New York and thinking, oh my God, whenever they release this, I'm buying as much as possible. And I just got one of each, which is plenty. Like I didn't need to double everything. I already got probably, I don't even know, 6 hoodies that haven't even been opened yet, sitting in a closet. So
Yeah,
I know that.
just in case.
Bit of merch.
Yeah, it's funny, man. I don't even have an ape, right? And I have I have that comic with the Snoop
Oh, yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
and I have the bobblehead, the Bruce bobblehead as well
Yeah.
from Eminem. I mean, because it's Eminem, dude. I have so much Eminem collectible shit, like it's fucking ridiculous.
Oh, that's cool.
So of course he does something with Bored Ape, I'm gonna be all over it. And then I also have another comic that was released earlier last year. It was I gotta dig it up and remember what it was for or whatever, but it was some other thing where there was a Bored Ape with the Caesar, you know, kind of like the leaf head or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's funny how much I definitely got some, you know, along with all my other merch and stuff, I got some ape collectibles and merch, even though I don't have any apes.
Hey, we love the apes. We love the collect. Actually, I just love collectibles in general. Like that's probably why NFTs made sense to me. Actually,
Same.
it's because I've always been someone that likes to collect things. Speaking of, let's see what else I have in here. Oh yeah, I have these dudes that I need to get graded, but this is a throwback right here from Bored Ape. The Rolling Stone ones. I got 2 of them.
That's the one I didn't grab. That was the other one too. I forgot about the Rolling Stone one.
This was during the first Ape Fest. Actually, this is the first Rolling Stone one. And then I also have, if you're a real OG, you know about this, the Bored Ape Round 21 basketball.
Oh,
That's
I remember
dope.
those.
So I have 2 of these.
I'm jealous of the basketball. That was a really cool one.
For sure. Love it. Love it. What else I got in here? Oh, I do have the super plastic. I think I got like 5 of them or something. I don't know. They're dope. Like really, really nice. I think originally when I was buying as many of the Curtis versions as I got, I was thinking I would sell some of them, but now it just took so long and I don't know. Like I'll keep them and that's fine too. But I don't know if they're going to really have resale value like they did at the beginning. You could freaking resell them like months ago when you didn't even have them for 3x what you paid.
Yeah. I don't know. I think like once like right now, like the amount of wallets doing stuff is super low.
Yeah.
So once people come back when everything is already like gone up.
Speaking of sitting on collectibles and The Last of Us, no spoilers, Squirtle, because Phil's only watched episode 1.
Dude, one of the best episodes, that last one. Dear Lord.
In 2020, I bought these boxes of The Last of Us collectors, The Last of Us 2 collector's editions that come with like a statue and a bunch of stuff. They're still in the shipping box, so they're still obviously sealed in their packaging box. Those things now, since the show has come up, like it was like $100, $200. They're like, I've seen them go for like $500 to $700, and then season 2 just got renewed, or season 2 was they already announced it's renewed, which is going to be part 2. So I'm like, I'm just going to keep sitting on these even longer because once the TV show catches up to like where these boxes are like referencing and everything, I'm like, oh man, I can't wait. But that's why I got NFTs. Just made sense, man. Like I was already kind of playing around with this kind of stuff way before that.
No, dude, I agree. I was gonna see. I think I have. Oh, here we go. Squirtle, I know will appreciate this, and you may as well. Don't feed. I don't know how big of a basketball fan you are, but speaking of collectibles, I still am. I haven't bought cards in a long time, but sports cards. And here's some Luka Doncic rookies
Nice.
that I got out of a couple box. This is what's wild. that year, whenever that was, 2018-19 season,
Mm-hmm.
the Panini Prism boxes, I would go to the local cards shop, and I remember buying 2 boxes, full boxes, for like 150 a piece was the box.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think you pay probably like 700 to 800 for the box.
Damn.
That's insane.
Just because
awesome.
Luka's in there and Trae Young, and
True.
there's a couple, like a lot of rookies that year that are pretty damn good. So,
And this is why you were ready for Top Shot, which led you to Bored Apes.
that's exactly right. That's why Top Shot made sense to me, because again, I've always collected sports cards for as long as I can remember, and so like it was only a natural like transition. When it's funny though, because I remember seeing, unless it was a dream, I don't know. I swear I saw an ad for Top Shot like in November of 2021, and then I was like, this is dumb. And then fast forward 2 months and I'm a dope. I don't know if it's true or not, but I swear.
Might have been
Also,
might have been like, isn't there like trading cards, the Top Shot brand? Wait, no. What am I thinking of?
I do not know.
Yeah, never mind.
But I'm pretty sure, like, because they had been pushing some advertising like late 2020, and then they stopped because they weren't ready for mass adoption. And then when they tried to push, they weren't ready for that either, and that's why prices went freaking berserko. Speaking of Dapper, what are our thoughts on Doodles 2?
I think it's dumb. Sorry, that was harsh. I think it is.
I like takes. Takes are good.
I think going away from the Ethereum ecosystem won't be a net positive for them.
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like the Bankless guys had a pretty good little short clip that has been floating around that is a good take on it. They're talking about how like maybe people aren't ready for Web3, so they're gonna go to things that are kind of Web2, which and then they like, it is Web2 though. Like it is like, you know, it's like it's kind of weird to be going backwards like that, but I think it's good to you know, to have both audiences and like expand. You know, obviously we want Web2 people come into Web3, but what message are you sending if you're sending your products from Web3 into Web2? So it's like, you know, it's one thing to try and meet them out there, but there's just so many other ways, and like I don't know, man. Like there's some cool stuff like Crossmint, and there's some stuff out there, man, where they're allowing people to like, you know, get an NFT through an email and do things that kind of like Flow is offering, but it still is going to put it eventually set people up with a wallet or put that thing on, you know, the actual blockchain, you know, and it's like there's other options, you know. I'm surprised that it's a weird move. Yeah.
That's why it's so just Phil.
I was just gonna say I'm not super surprised because so many of them on that team are CryptoKitties, like OGs. And so Dapper, who created CryptoKitties as well, that's always been something that they've interacted with, or they've gotten to know the team, etc. Because they were a lot of them were in CryptoKitties, and then a lot of them were also in Top Shot before Doodles. So like what I'm saying is it doesn't surprise me. I think it's dumb as hell personally, but it doesn't really surprise me because they had those relationships already. That I think that's why they'll be the ones that are the quote unquote blue chip that go ahead and push out that way.
It also kind of smells like they're investors.
Yeah, I would say probably, yeah.
Are being like, can we like not do the decentralized or just like it's not decentralization doesn't matter to them. It's more just about like the fees and the accessibility that people suck right now. That people have, but it like all that volume for that project and all the credibility comes from the Ethereum ecosystem and people on the Ethereum ecosystem. Like people don't want to go download or use the Dapper wallet that are already, you know, in that project.
Agreed.
Some will just because like it's, you know, doodle maxi type of mentality, which is fine. But
I was gonna say I think it's more of a plus up for Flow and Dapper than it is for Doodles. Like
I
I think it's
agree.
benefiting them a
Mhm.
lot more like than Doodles, and I think Doodles is selling themselves short.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm concentrating on a not even a great run, but an average run. I ran out of boost.
isn't that the
Oh
worst?
my god! When you miss something that you're trying to just smoke, and you're like, "Oh, I'm screwed,"
Yep.
because there's a wall behind it. Yeah, so I mean, I would agree with that. Didn't they just announce duplicators? Is that starting tomorrow? And I saw someone posting about that and kind of just being a little confused by it.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically like you're taking the traits from your doodle, right? And then creating them as wearables for people. Is that the premise or the shorthand version? Do you guys know? 'Cause I literally don't.
I think it's supposed to be like the duplicator itself. I don't know. I just know they have that mechanic that they're doing where it's like you customize your doodle with a whole bunch of different clothing.
And I wanted to say that, like, I think that, well, I don't know. Maybe I'm just freaking crazy, but I thought it was one of the, I don't know, selling points, quote unquote, is that you'd be able to sell those traits as wearables, like if you had a specific hat or hairstyle.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, because then, like,
But
what
who's gonna be buying?
and well, also, like, okay, even if I could be wrong, by the way, I should really I'll pull this up after I die on this run. Like, if we both have the same hat, though, how does that? Like, that doesn't really work then. So maybe it's just, again, customizing your doodles so that you can take a hat from one of your doodles and put it on a different one.
Mm-hmm.
But then, to me, like, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Maybe that's
weird.
too harsh too. I don't know.
Weird move.
I don't know.
By the way, real quick to circle back to the NES Open Edition, I have a confession to make. Talking about some moves, some bad moves back in the day, but not, profit's profit, right? But still,
sure.
Back I was early to Nifty Gateway, which
you sold Beeples.
I wish I sold people. I was early to Nifty Gateway, which is kind of the reason why too I slept on Bored Apes, because I was already well into NFTs when they launched, and I just wasn't even looking at PFPs or OpenSea in general, because for those who don't know, like, those of us who were in the Nifty Gateway crowd had this, like, 101 artists and art, it's all about the art. Like, it was very snooty towards the PFP crowd. People were very, like, anyways, that was the atmosphere, which is, I know, hard for people to believe, especially now, but it was a thing. And it still probably is for some. But I got an S Graphics limited edition piece, and I think I probably was like, I spent like $1,000 or $2,000, and it was in USD because it was on Nifty Gateway, but it was an Ethereum thing. And I think I sold it for probably 2x, like four grand or whatever.
Feeling
but great. Those things now are like double digit ETH, like, which, speaking of, I could probably get a mutant or something like that for that piece. So I definitely double fumbled generational wealth. I faded
for the best of us.
Faded Bored Apes, or didn't even know, really wasn't even paying attention to what was going on over here on OpenSea. And and I was early in on like Home Base, or one of those really awesome NES graphics pieces that everybody was sharing. Like, that's the thing too, when the Open Edition came out, everybody's sharing all their NES pieces that they've collected and stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Like, fuck.
You're like, I collected that at one point.
yeah, I had that in my wallet at one point. I sold it for pennies.
I think that's the old hindsight game though too, right? It's like, shit, if we had a time machine, we'd all be rich, or maybe we'd all not be rich because we'd all be trying to make the same play, because we'd all go back in time.
Only I get the time machine.
Okay, can you at least buy me a few things that are nice?
Yeah, I'll anonymously send some stuff over.
Nice, love it. I don't know if I can ever beat 200,000 without sharding.
Not with that attitude.
Also, did you ever think you'd hear that comment
Yeah.
strung together?
You know,
in
it's
your
funny
life?
that you're. I feel like it's kind of funny though that you're anti-sharding. Like I would at least this whole
This is all
conversation.
getting
But
clipped.
yeah, but like I feel like you should. Like I get it. You don't want to spend a lot, but like, dude, you know, you showed. I don't know if you got like a 4-minute or a 5-minute run.
Yeah.
I think it was 4 minutes. I haven't been able to break over. I think 2. I barely like trying to get close to 3 minutes, and so like I thought it was pretty impressive. If you had a shard on that, you know, that would have
I would
been,
have sharded, bro.
That's
dude.
right.
You probably would have
I
had like
do
a
shard.
300,000
Would've been messy.
score or something, you know,
Good-
or
the best kind of messy.
yeah. But like, so I feel like you should at least like, you know, when you're in your groove, you know,
Full
maybe just-
transparency, I did shart at one point. Not, I mean, actually in real life too, but also in the game. No.
Don't gamble on the fart, man.
It's a great conversation.
In the game, I did early because I was like, I just wanted to see how different it was, and it was very different. It was very different, easier in my opinion, for sure. But now that I'm sitting here where I am, I'm like pleased enough with my score that I just don't think, like, the reality is I don't know, even if I sharded, if I can get to like 400,000 or something. Like, even if I just had a boss ass run, like maybe I top out at like 300. And my thing is, like, is 300 going to be that much different than 200? Like, I don't know. I don't know, man.
I think it will. I really do.
They want us all sharding together.
Yep.
Everyone's shard now. I mean, maybe. It's possible for sure.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Can't they just, can Spencer, Mr. Everyday's Zucchini, can you just wink at me or something just to let me know? Just give me a wink.
I was getting close. Yeah. God damn it.
To sharding?
Yes. Yeah.
Have you sharded actually or no?
Yeah.
I mean, on the game. Oh, come on. That just fucked me over. Son of a bitch, dude. That was such a good run, too.
Don't feed. Gave me
I almost had 4 minutes, 347, 135K. Frick.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna send you some more sharding power.
I don't need. I used those like way too soon. So I'm gonna do like 8. So 4 shards.
4 shards, baby.
Yeah, but I'll send
40 minutes.
I'll send like 4 more to you because I just have them in my wallet, and
Okay.
when you go to do it, so you just have like you have a good surplus, you know. Like,
I actually do have some ape available. I guess I could shart once.
I love this conversation.
Because I already had bought it because I thought I'd be using it a lot. All right, I'll freaking buy a shart.
Aren't you also you got that you got those sweet staking shards coming in, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely staking my shards, bro.
Yeah, they build up over time.
Yep. I love how the max is 48 shards, dude. It's beautiful.
I didn't even look. That's hilarious.
Like, I don't know if your body can handle more than 48.
I wish it was 69 shards. They
4
definitely
hours.
fumbled the bag on that. It should have been 42 or.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, I
agreed.
just thought of this. Oh, never mind. I was about to say something dumb as fuck. Never mind. But they fumbled the bag. It should have been a max of 69. That would have been great.
Facts.
All right, I'm gonna shart and I'll share my screen and see if I can beat 210.
I think I heard. I don't know if he's changed, but like back when Orangey first was in first, you know, the first time he got first, he was saying that he was spending 50 ape a day.
Oh my
So
God.
like, so the 48 makes sense for people like, I guess like that. Like that's how much they were using. It's probably around that number.
Wait, how much a day?
50 ape a day.
Shit.
What is that? 5 hours?
And who knows? Maybe he was talking out of his ass.
no,
and
it's like
exaggerating,
8.
but, yeah.
8 hours a day. Just looking at this.
That's a lot of sharding, dude. Also, what is this? What did I just do? I don't even know what I did, dude. I'm gonna end up buying way too many shards, dude. Not even on purpose.
Did you just get 48? You're like, you gotta call in sick now. You can't get. You're like, I'm not going to work tomorrow because I have to show.
Hey,
I can't waste these.
Lucky for me, I got a snow day or an ice day.
Oh, nice.
Because Texas, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what. Okay, now I'm all processing because you did mention that earlier. For some reason I was thinking that meant you had today off. I didn't realize you have tomorrow off. Obviously, that's why you're up.
Yes, sir. All right, let's chart.
Fuck me.
I'm charting.
Have you ever had like 2 years in a row of snow days?
2 years?
Wait, well, I mean, like 2 years. Yeah.
I wish, dude.
2 years of snow days, like just collecting paychecks.
Oh,
like,
dude, I fucking died in 3 seconds. I fucking died in 3 seconds, dude.
What was the
My
score?
first chart run.
What was the lowest score?
Dude, my lowest score ever is 500 something.
Nice.
2 whole years of. I wish that was a thing, dude. Could I?
2 years
be
in a
on snow
row.
break for 2
How about
years? I know what you mean. Yes, I want to say yes. We don't get like snow. We just get a shit ton of ice, dude.
Okay, fair enough.
Fucking A, that was an interesting start. I mean, can you just warm me up first?
Woo.
Boom, boom, bam. Let's see how this chart goes, friends.
Good luck.
My top is 210. I think if I would have just had the run I just got done having, it probably would have been above that. Okay, fucking fan. So far, the charts are not with me. Here it
You
is.
believe and you push hard enough.
All right. I'll push very hard here. Damn. So do you think the power sources are going to be the little beings? That's my question.
I really hope so. I think that they'll be great. They'll be like the beans of Yuga. Like beans and Azuki are just they're adorable. I think they are amazing and they're gonna do great things. And maybe like these can kind of be like the Yuga version of that.
What say you, Phil, to I've heard some people say like that, and I don't know if is it confirmed, like Greg and Gordon are like said like there's never going to be like another Yuga PFP, or there isn't.
Oh, they
Like,
said that?
have they ever said that?
I don't know
Or
if
is
they've ever
that-
said that.
Yeah.
I don't know that, to
Is
be
that just
honest.
part of some FUD? Okay.
Sounds like FUD.
I don't
Because like to
think
limit
they
yourself.
ever said that. They could have, but I don't
Yeah.
remember it myself.
It would just be an interesting move. Like right now, the supply works, but in the future,
I mean, there's people are rocking their codas. Like they figured out how to
Yeah.
like get those separate
Mhm.
anyways, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
come on, no matter what you're gonna do, like people are gonna
happen.
figure out a way. And you give us a little tiny creature, man, people are gonna fucking zoom in on that thing.
Yep. 3D model it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be everywhere, dude. I just like the thought of it being like sort of, and I'm full transparency. I was never into Pokemon. I probably should have been. I would be rich because
Wow.
those
rude.
cards are worth a lot. But that would be like if it was like a Pokemon type thing where you really are
Mhm.
evolving them. I think that would be pretty
Really
freaking cool.
Dude, Pokemon. It's funny that you say that. The standard for Pokemon was, at least with the original 151, was 3 Evos. There were some that only did like Pikachu to Raichu or whatever was the 2, but most of them, like the standard, right, was like the Charmander to fucking I always forget what the middle one was, and then Charizard, and all those. A lot of them had this. Yeah, Charmeleon. There we go.
It sounds like a rapper, dude.
Yeah, it does, right?
Pretty good rapper.
Like straight up like a rapper.
I think that's why my brain was forgetting it, because it was just like, no way is it fucking that, dude. Like, like Lil Wayne's little Charmeleon album.
That's right.
Like,
it's great.
Dude, that'd be a fire album. Thank you. My puns will be here. All
No,
night.
sorry, I'm locked in at the moment.
Yeah, I was trying not to bring attention to it because pretty nice score, man.
Yeah.
What'd you get to?
Fuck, I'm still alive.
Yeah.
It's always funny after you like have that one panic moment. It's hard then to like the next 2 or 3 obstacles. You're like still in that mode, and you're like,
Yes, dude.
I gotta
breathe.
It could be the easiest obstacle of all time, and you're like just having a heart attack.
But damn, dude,
That was dumb.
it's always I do the same thing. Man, that's
Dude, I was
impressive,
so
though.
fucking
Look
close.
at
Son of
that.
a bitch.
What'd you get?
197. Solid.
Nice.
All right. That was. I was trying to go for the gusto. I even saw the fan coming. I was like, I can fucking fit this shit through a needle.
Sometimes
Is
you get cocky.
Is this with shards on?
Fuck me.
Are you sharding?
Me or Phil?
Phil.
Say that again.
I think Phil's sharding.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
definitely
right?
sharding, dude.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I'm sharding, dude. I'm sharding everywhere, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna do one more.
All
then
the
we're
shards
gonna watch
happening.
how many rare items that you get.
Down.
Last
That's a.
day,
Oh, that
I'm
was
taking
dumb.
off the
Fuck.
weights.
All right. Here we go.
All right, Phil.
Here we
Locked
go.
in.
One more time. Guaranteed high score.
It's about having fun and dodging things. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. No. You tried to get me to go there. No.
I've been noticing in the medium speed area, if you keep boosting through stuff, the algo like has trouble placing objects that you can get like a really long run of boosts into obstacles.
I'm just gonna boost everywhere on everything.
It's kind of fun.
Boost and sharding everywhere.
I've been boosting a lot more. That's for sure.
When I was playing the other night, Squirtle would get so like he'd have like a heart attack when I'd boost so late. Just make it really hard. Just gotta try to get those reflexes up.
I love how Phil was like, no, I'm not sharding anymore, and then we peer pressured you, and you're like, all right, I'm sharding.
It's because I had the damn ape already sitting there. I was like, okay, this is a delegate wallet, and I got 12 ape in here. I'm like, okay, whatever. Sure. I'll shard.
Those points. Oh my goodness. It's just like 1,000 after 1,000 after 1,000. All right, that wasn't, but
That definitely wasn't there. Oh, the pink ones. Are they even worth it? I'm just kidding.
no. I really don't. I think it's more worth. Like if you see pink, you just target something to boost through.
Yeah, I've definitely done that. Hey!
Nice. 300 versus
400? Is
Yeah.
that the burst?
and then it's usually like more than just one object you end up bursting.
Shit, I definitely missed that. Good thing I didn't have something to freaking ram.
So what were your thoughts on the Gordon news?
Fuck. My thoughts are he should take care of himself.
Facts.
That's my thoughts.
Definitely.
I'll miss. Like he's still gonna be around, but I'll just like miss him. I always think of him as the front man of the band, and so shit. I would assume that he's not going to be as active, and he shouldn't be. So I'll just miss that interaction potentially. But again, at the end of the day, health is the paramount of things that we should be caring about, and so I just hope he gets better. That's the thing for me.
I have a feeling he might end up being on Twitter a lot more.
Could be because he won't be actually like sitting in meetings as much.
Well, even like he always talked about how like in those 10 years when he was recovering, like the online communities were his like his social and everything.
Yep.
And like if I don't know, I just think like if I was in a situation where like I couldn't do shit, I'd be a fucking troll under a bridge online doing stuff.
Yeah.
I will
Yep.
say that you know how like before the news was announced, leading up to it, there was a couple people that like publicly were being obvious. I guess they got blocked by Gordon. And one thing I will say in like his defense is when I was hospitalized, I had kidney failure and I had some other stuff going on. Like I think I had just broken up with somebody recently or something, and like she texted me, and I'm like plugged into like the all the machines because I'm like in the bed,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom was there, and she saw like suddenly like my heart changing with the monitor, and she's like, "Dude," she's like, "You cannot be answering messages from that person." Blah blah. So I could see that like
Oh, that's wild.
if he's plugged in right and
Yeah.
Fuck.
he's actively monitoring his heart,
Yeah.
like he's probably noticing like I can't even have time for this stuff. Like
Oh,
if
that's
I'm gonna
wild.
if
Okay.
my body's reacting that way right now, like it's like not even worth it. Like I need to
It's
like
cut out right away. No
yeah, cut it
questions.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like in his defense, like it actually I don't know, like it makes me he should be taking care of his health, but I for him to be blocking those people, I'm like it doesn't to me. It's nothing feels petty about him. Like he's probably just taking care of himself. Like
Oh, for sure.
he can't engage with anything that's gonna like trigger him one way or another right now. Like
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, obviously, whatever is the
I don't
best
give a shit
thing
if he
for his
blocks the
health.
whole fucking world, dude.
Yeah.
Just block everyone. He can block me if it helps him. I don't know why he would do that, but if he wants to, if it helps him, go for it. Fire away.
fuck you, Phil.
Baddies. Yeah. He's like, you fucking asshole. I'm like, damn. Fuck.
It's like you didn't boost enough.
It gets so slow at the beginning now. It like feels so slow that I end up moving too fast. Like I'm like sliding in to the fan and I don't, yeah. Sliding in there. Check that shit out. Fucking dumbass I did there.
Do you think that they'll still be doing the podcast?
A lot of that was like already recorded. A lot of the episodes had been recorded a while ago. I would say no. I don't know. Maybe it'll just be Tomato and Garga because they've both been on. Obviously, Garga on all of them, but Tomato's been on a couple. So maybe he just steps up this way.
Yeah, he's pretty quiet on the podcast, which I don't blame him. Like I'm an introvert too. I don't know why sometimes in spaces or whatever I can get on these talking rants, but I feel Garga, but as I say, yeah, it'd be weird without Gordon.
I mean, he's definitely the mouthpiece for sure. So I don't know. I would say they'll try probably, but like I have no clue how many they had already recorded, and so like, fucking damn it. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't have anything planned now. Like they have season 1 done, and they're gonna come back and do it another. I don't know, in the summer or something maybe.
And we'll find out pretty soon, like what the level of involvement is, like being on the advisement board and all that. But either way, hope he gets better soon.
For sure. So yeah, that's my take. Like some people, I don't know.
Oh God.
It can't be. I don't know. Like I heard people saying like, "Oh, how is this not bearish news?" I'm like, that's kind of fucking morbid, dog. Like,
yeah.
Everyone that said that was non-Yuga holders, so I took it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, there's like a whole cult of anti-Yuga.
Yep. Which is fine.
Yeah. I was explaining something to someone, and just kind of like one of the comments and critiques were like, this game represents something that was made like way back then. Y'all like saw that tweet?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's funny because like it's like, okay, so no one can make a game based off of an arcade game, and then they link to a GitHub repo that's like a just like JavaScript for like this type of game, but like really old school. And the licensing on it too is like free for commercial use, everything. But what people don't like understand about coding is like coding is built off of people using libraries of pre-existing code that are open for everyone to use. So being like, you have to write everything without any library ever or anything like that. I even doubt they use that library because there's too many custom things in this game.
Right.
But yeah, people like will reach for any critique if it just like there's a hint of like this could be true, but then you just dig a little bit and it's like, yeah, no, shut up. It's
a lot of reaching for sure.
Yeah.
It's funny to me because it's like, dude, the best things out there that we know and love are, you know, they come from, they're inspired by other things, right?
Mhm.
Like, you know, Hearthstone is pretty much Magic the Gathering, but they just made it, you know, more user friendly. They changed up some mechanics, and made it digital. Like, it's this is normal stuff. Like, people act like they just like discovered something incredible, like some like, you know, what is that, like the smoking gun or whatever you call it?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, like it's nothing. And the funny thing was too is I remember in her tweet, she's like, they even copied the missiles, and I'm like, did you even play the game? Like, there's no fucking missiles in this game. Like, the fuck are you talking about? Like,
yeah, it's
I need some
it's
fucking
fun.
missiles. Fuck, that'd help.
Dude, yeah, missiles would be amazing. Like,
If I
does
could
she
blow
not
up
realize
some
that we're like
turbines.
blasting through head first and everything, and like not able to see what comes next? Like, shooting missiles ahead of time would be
We're
We're
amazing.
getting
so cool.
concussions. Someone should be calling someone. I'm getting concussed every time I go through a wall. Oh god.
All right,
I'm not
over
a
200K
I'm not hoping that my thesis is correct, but so far it has
on
played out.
what's playing out?
Now, granted, like if I really was going for some high score, I'd probably need to like lock in for a minute. Like, no distractions, sharding for an hour straight. Fuck.
It is cool seeing like that tweet you shared about the TikTok person.
Yeah. Yeah,
getting noticed, and people wanna
Bryson
play.
or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, he's like that Web3 game streamer.
Yes. And he had a lot of like positive things to say about the game just in general too, just that it was well done. So we love to see that.
Indeed. Haters be hating.
Always, dude.
Dude, we've been trying for a minute to get people to like stream Twitch games and things like that with stuff, right? And it was like, I feel like this really pushed a lot of that and even brought in some big names, like
100%. Easily, yeah. And we were like, no.
Yeah, people are being weird about it. You're like, all right. What exactly do you want? You know, like,
yeah.
At the end of the day, what are we shooting for here? This doesn't have to be something that's just like completely breaking everyone's mind, but if it gets the views and people talking about it and playing, like, that's a big dub. Ah, shit.
it's hard being on top, man.
I think that's why I always hated the Patriots. So now I feel like I am a Patriot fan.
What?
I hated the Patriots because they're always fucking good, dude.
No, like I'm in support of that, but like,
Oh yeah.
Now you are.
No, I mean like you guys, the Patriots.
You guys, the Patriots.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was my dumb fucking combo there, dude. Sorry.
Like
I understood what you meant right away. It's funny that Squirtle was like, "Wait, so now you're a Patriots fan?"
Hell to the no. Hell to the no. I hate the
that's good
Patriots
to hear.
still.
Good to hear.
I just beat it.
Your score?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. And
Oh,
Patriots.
let's go.
Patriots get tons of controversy too, right? You know, inflated balls or deflated or whatever.
Yeah, Tom. Come on, Tom. Why do you keep playing with your balls, Tom?
So funny. What's your score?
I can't tell you at the moment.
Oh, okay. that because
No, I think
you're
his
still going?
high score was 210. His previous,
Yeah, it
so he's
was.
broken that.
But almost made the sickest move of all time, but I didn't. Let's see here. 239. So
Not bad.
not bad. I got a minute left of sharding.
I'm like, oh my god! There's just it's hot and cold. Worst player ever, or you get like a string of really good runs.
That's what I just did. Like my first run was good, and then that last one was good, and everything in between for the 20 minutes was just fucking shit.
Okay. High school. Easy peasy.
Oh fuck! Please don't have any wood. No wood, please. Okay. Okay. Can I get like a little, again, can I warm up to it? Or are you just going to throw me into this bitch? That's the other thing too, is like every run is very different, which is great. Like I think they've definitely mastered that. But sometimes you're like, how is this fucking the beginning? You know, you're like, you feel like you've worked harder in the first minute than you ever did in the last minute of your last run.
Mm-hmm. 566. Let's go.
Dude, you fucking animal, bro. Damn. Oh shit. Damn. I hate when I miss an item like that I'm trying to blast into, because you're just thinking to yourself, I really hope there's not a full wood wall, because I'm fucked if there is.
Even if you miss an item, you're like, what if I needed that item for a high score?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a depressing thought, but yes. Yeah, definitely.
You're just one item away. Like I'm not going to do the math on that. Fuck that. But yeah.
It happened to me with 200K.
Oh yeah, you were right there.
Yeah, when you're off by like a couple.
Fuck, that's
my god,
that was dumb. I'm too aggressive. Let me burst through this wall.
If you're off from 200K by like just a couple hundred, then you easily know you're like, fuck, I could have grabbed any item.
Literally anything.
Something.
Dude, when I looked you shouldn't look at your score, but I looked that run, I got to almost 240, and I was at like 205, and I was like, don't fuck this up, you idiot. Because I was like, can you imagine if right when I looked, I just ram into a pole? It's like 208. It's like, no. So that 240 or whatever I just got is a whopping, not even top 3,000th place. Like, okay.
Top 3. Okay.
It's like 3,100 overall. Cool. Real cool.
You know what though? It's still, that's out of almost 30K though.
That's the thing.
And also, if it's based on your tier, well, I don't know if that. Yeah, I wonder if like because let's say you get 200,000 score with your tier 1 pass, right? That's pretty insane. That's got to be like top 1%.
I looked above, and two of the 5 above me were mutant only. Damn. So that makes me feel like I suck at this game.
Dude, I think if you're in top 10%, you're chilling.
But who knows? It's 8 days from now. What
That's
if everyone pays for a gamer? I'm just fucked.
I don't think everybody's going to, man.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, some people don't want to spend money, and also, you know what? Like, bless Garga, but I feel like the reason why I feel like he didn't even think about this, if he really he had blinders to it, is because he's probably the kind of person where it's like he's like, wouldn't people want to earn it themselves? Like, why would you want to pay somebody to do that? Like, it might not even cross his mind because he's a gamer and he even though he knows people pay for it, people always pay to whatever, but like there's a lot of gamers out there that like have that pride, like I don't care what I get, but like I want to earn my own score,
I mean, that's me. That's just the competitor in me. I wasn't gonna have somebody else do it for me. I was gonna figure out or learn how to at least get it respectable, and I've done that. So sharding, the only reason I did is because I had some ape handy. I will not be buying ape for sharding or using my staked shards.
Yeah,
I will not be doing that either.
I'm using what I've earned in staking
Yeah.
as my shard ammo.
It is funny though when I think back to the first couple times I played the game, where everything just like it instantly felt like fast. But now I go to like the first minute of the run and it's like, damn, this is slow as hell.
Dude, I'm telling you, like in it's 7 days, you're 1000% gonna have a higher score. Everyone's gonna move it to like kind of like a herd improvement, you know.
Yeah.
All right, I'm on one right now. Gotta remember to breathe.
Yeah.
That breathing tip, man.
Fuck.
The double wood, bro. You just got the double wood special, bro.
Breathe, dead.
And dead. You shouldn't have breathed. Taking a breath. No breathing.
Yeah, for real.
Why
Hold your
did I
breath
just
for
get tagged
5
in this
minutes.
shit? I hate when motherfuckers tag me. What the fuck is this long ass thread I just got tagged in? Oh god.
You just need to get that one meme picture on lock, you know, where it's like, congratulations, or I'm sorry that happened to you, or whatever. Like, you know that one where you like basically like I didn't read it, but you give them all the different responses.
Yes. TLDR, dude. Too long, didn't read. Fuck you. I just got I'm always like just curious though. Also, man, I've felt the Twitter algo just slamming me from behind, bro, with no consideration for my well-being. Dude, I don't know how you didn't just hit that fucking pipe, by the way.
What pipe?
You're the pipe master, bro.
Oh my god.
You went right over it just perfectly.
Yeah, the algo is different. That's for sure. Also, there's just less people around.
Definitely that as well. It's so interesting how your feed is curated though.
Yeah.
And trying to get it to a place where you want it, where you're seeing the people that, you know, you appreciate the content, etc.
That's true.
Might be a little inappropriate, but I was gonna say Squirtle's dodging pipe like a heterosexual in a gay bar.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But
Amazing.
I just want to see.
Fuck.
Oh, I thought you hit that perfectly.
I know. I thought so too. Ugly. All right. Easy. 200K. 5 minutes. It's not that hard.
5 minutes is like, it just feels like a fucking eternity though.
Dude, it's insane. Like I think the highest score had like 12 minutes or something. I'm like, Jesus.
What? Oh my god.
Dude, I couldn't. My eyes would cross 3 times.
Have you tried cocaine?
I have not. That's the power chart, actually.
That is the power chart.
Dude, are the Eagles gonna win the Super Bowl, dude?
I think you already know the answer.
Man, I don't know the answer because I've seen these stupid Chiefs be so damn good.
That's a good point, but
I hate the Chiefs, bro. So I hope they fucking die. But
the Eagles are dangerous. Like, it's ridiculous how good they are.
I just look at Patrick Mahomes and I think to myself, well, he's like probably the best quarterback in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what makes me nervous. Him and Kelsey. I mean, that's the dudes you got to stop.
Good guy, Kelsey.
I fucking hate Travis Kelsey, dude.
Dude, he's great.
God, I hate that dude.
Him and his brother.
Yeah, I know. The Kelsey Bowl. It's not the Super Bowl. It's the Kelsey Bowl.
Have you listened to their podcast?
No.
That's good.
I really don't like Travis Kelsey, so I don't know if I can listen to it.
No, the Eagles defense is gonna just absolutely destroy them.
I mean, I hope, dude. I really do.
And their defense can't do anything about our offense.
I've always said their defense isn't good, and then it shows up and plays decently, and I don't understand it.
Well, the thing with the Eagles defense is it's not like playmaking dependent. They'll just run it down your throat and just be more physical than your defense, and you just can't do shit about it. It's a 4-down team. Jalen Hurts gets every single 4th and 1. They're tough.
I would have liked to see that 49ers game with a quarterback. I feel like
Sure.
it would have been a good game.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing was that they were putting they had their tight end block our best rusher.
Well, they had their second string tight end block him. That's the worst part because
Just
like George Kittle's cold. You put the second string guy to block him. It's like, all right,
like malpractice.
seems like a good idea.
It's like getting abused at work by your employer.
You see that cat definitely blew out his UCL, so he might have to have Tommy John.
Dude,
I'm like, goddamn, dude.
poor guy.
Brock Purdy. It's like,
Yeah.
shit. He really couldn't throw it, like legitimately. He
Yeah,
went
he
back
was,
in and just handed the damn ball off.
McCaffrey was going to be the QB there for a minute.
Yeah, that would have been not good either.
McCaffrey's a beast. My goodness. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. Okay,
What else we got on the docket of NFTs or cryptos?
Where are these at?
Those darn cryptos.
The Blur thing was interesting.
Yes. What did they exactly do in dummy terms, in layman's terms?
So I don't know if you knew this, but for a while, basically, in order to get royalties on OpenSea for any new collections that we're releasing, they had to block Blur. And this had been going on. This happened when the sewer passes dropped, and it even happened when Valhalla minted it. So it's been going on for a while, and it's been this ongoing thing. I think within the last 24 hours or so, Blur figured out a way to basically bypass that. So now you can trade and list everything. The sewer passes and other things that were previously blocked are unblocked.
And this is why it was so stupid all along.
Yep.
Like, I do not understand how OpenSea was like, oh yeah, all these marketplaces will use the same contract addresses forever and not find a way around our filters. I just do not understand. And now, like, every project that has put in that registry over the past, like, what has it been, like 3 months, 4 months, something
It's
like that?
It's definitely been a good amount of time now.
Yeah. Now have that forever in their NFT contract. Forever.
And it's worthless.
Yep. Yep. And I could see like some like marketplaces going the other way on it too, being like, oh, if you have the registry, which you can't get around because it's immutable in your contract, you can't be on our marketplace because you went against like the ethos of free and open, open and true ownership with no compromises of assets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Permissionless.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, it's weird times, man. It's going to be interesting next month, I guess. This, which is it's right here. It's a couple days away, but so same time that our summoning is going to happen, which I think is the 14th of February.
Yep.
Is also the same time that the Blur airdrops are going to happen, right? And I think, I don't know when, if it'll be closed or they've already closed, but eventually around that same time, they're going to take away those rewards, I'm guessing, or maybe they're going to keep that going. But Blur has been, heavily incentivizing liquidity for a lot of collections, for the top collections at least, and in trading. So like this volume that we're seeing, you know, how much of it is based on those rewards, and you know how much, like I feel like we definitely, I don't know, maybe if my thesis is wrong, but I feel like, you know, recently we just saw the sewer passes drop like almost an ETH, and now I kind of putting two and two together, and it's like I wonder if that's because this Blur thing opened up and those people there, they're so much more aggressive. Like they will
Is it live though?
Yeah, it's already live, and they will undercut because they until they get that sale, because they want to get
Look at this.
those bids. So yeah, it's that's the one downside to it, man, because it's like, dude, even though the market's 24/7, doesn't mean like, you know, and people would have been fine paying whatever price you have it listed at. You don't need to lower the price, but nobody's looking at that moment. But like, you get these people that are just watching every second. They're like, oh shit, it's not selling, lower, you know, and then bid, and
yeah, there's yeah, but the thing is, like, when the 14 hits and the farming for the airdrop goes away, a lot less liquidity is going into the offer pools.
Exactly. So I'm wondering what the market's going to look like.
Yeah, I agree.
What's your thesis? Like, what's your guess though when you say that?
I think prices go up once the
that?
airdrop's out.
And yeah, you would think so. Also, is the airdrop going to be worth like 1 cent?
That's the thing. It is a token, and a lot of people like actually like. I enjoy Blur. It's a great like UI and place for trading, and buying and selling and all that. Like it's really, really good. So it does have worth. So it'll be something. It'll be worth something.
Here's something to consider. If the token airdrop is at least makes a little bit of a difference and stimulates this economy, like, you know, ENS did, that could be great, right?
Oh, like, we do like a double whammy.
Yeah, if we get a little stimulus and people put that money right back into like, oh, now I can go buy some more NFTs that I wanted to buy. Like,
yep.
That's
more open editions.
That's always great. Yeah, more open editions.
I agree. Yeah, it'll be fun.
So much stuff is happening. What's the difference between that and looks rare, though? Is my question.
UI differences.
Is that big of a difference to keep the token more valuable?
Yeah, like it's the retention metric. Like there is money in having people's retention and time and reoccurring visits.
I will say, when I first went to Blur, I was like, this is only for traders, because it was very much like, it took like the everything just looked like little line items, and they looked like coins. And it made it really easy to trade. But it was like, I want to see what I'm looking at. They've since have made some changes that like you can switch between both now, and it's I think they're catering to both audiences, and I'm kind of impressed. I'm not gonna lie. Like, when you log in, it asks you too to, like, you know, or trader, collector, but you could also, when you're looking at collections, like, you can choose, like, do you want to do the gallery mode? Do you want to see the big pictures? And you know, I kind of like to, like, they have the little eye for like info circle that shows you, and you highlight over it, and then that pulls up like all the stats and everything.
Yeah.
And you can search by attributes and all that stuff. So that's all the stuff I love. Something I've also noticed that's really cool is they show you a circle with a cross out sign of the OpenSea, and let you know, like, hey, this item can't be sold on OpenSea. Like, it makes it really easy and visible, so you know, like, this is probably a stolen item.
Yeah, they don't shy away from it at all,
which is really big to me, because there's definitely I know people who've bought from like Looks Rare or other places, and they didn't realize they bought a stolen one. It's a hassle, man. Like, you know, like part of me, I would, you know, I've thought about it, like, if somebody was going to sell like a mutant or an Azuki or something at a discount that was stolen, like, I thought maybe I would take it, but was like, you know what? I don't even want to deal with that. Like,
it's. I'm really curious to see what Looks Rare ends up doing to try to get some market share back.
Like, what could they do? Is it literally just the experience?
I think so. Yeah. make it easier and better than the competition. But also just like there's people are gonna have different flavors of what they want to do. So
I will say this, Phil, is pretty much almost all airdrops have a pretty similar trajectory. Like, I forget how many days it is, but like there's a threshold within the first like 7 or 14 or whatever it is, like maybe 30 tops, like where you pretty much are going to sell, because it's, even if it's something that's really good, like ENS was amazing, right? But it's still fucking, and it has great use case and people are constantly buying them, etc. Blah blah blah. It's still, you know, it did what all of those tokens do. It definitely went and ate some shit, and it's now had like a, you know, a good amount of time to start maturing, and it's looking like, hey, cool, this might be something I'd consider buying in. But had you bought it when it was fucking, what was it, $87 per, and it's now only just now getting back up to 15, you would definitely be freaking out. So point is, you know, when you get that blur airdrop, probably play the momentum.
Sell.
Yep. What is up with potatoes? Why did they become a thing?
Phil has a friend.
Yep.
Phil has a friend that's locked into that ecosystem.
Yeah. Huh. Will is for sure. It's just he had a community before he got in here, and it's all literally based around memes. And so I didn't know him. But again, I think it goes back to like, if you have a user base, a community that is kind of ride or die, that's the key to floor price. And then one thing that he did that was interesting with the collection is like the second tiered NFT actually was the potatoes, and they were released first. And then the captains were always supposed to be like the higher tiered thing, and they were just released, you know, a couple weeks ago, which I find quite interesting. They did it in reverse. But I can't speak too much about like what they've created up to this point. I think a lot of it is community at this point. I know that's super cliche, but I think that's kind of what
it's valid.
Is holding it up at the moment.
I will say, I've known about 9gag for years. You know where it comes from. Where the CEO,
okay.
That's what it is. And like the thing was, I've been a Redditor forever. Yep. And like I remember when 9gag emerged, and I was just like, fuck these wannabe Redditors. I've always been like, you know, and you'd see memes and they'd have their little watermark stamp with 9gag, and like I saw that same meme or picture that was on Reddit first, and then they took it and put their stamp on it. So
it was like second class.
Yeah. So I definitely slept on them knowing full well who he was, and it coming in, just because of that. Again, my emotions and animosity of like always being, you know, more pro Reddit over 9gag. There definitely seemed like there were some good plays there, and you know, Phil's friend Will obviously has done well with it. But yeah, I am curious though too, because it seems like I feel like they kind of did like an evolving dynamic release, right? I remember those potatoes, they were just like a little tiny thing that was sticking up, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And then
it was like a progress.
Yeah, it slowly came into what you see now. And I'm guessing the captains are the same thing. They have this slow release, like there is this like, you know, black flag with a skull and like little potatoes peeking underneath it, and then it reveals to like, you know, it tells you either human, shark, kaiju, kraken. So, and those are obviously all the humans are on the floor, and then but it's like a significant jump up to like sharks and everything else. They're well above those. anyway, so I'll be curious. And then there's Kongs too. Like, I'll be curious to see how these go. And it's crazy, man. I mean, fuck, the kaijus are at like 13 versus the humans at 3.
I couldn't see.
But
Yeah,
I just one last
impressive.
thing I was to say. I didn't know that. Oh, by the way, here's our little. Is the creature in there?
Yeah, I know, right?
The little
Help!
box.
Let me out.
I do like how they've done the release, like the slow release. I think that keeps some intrigue and interest through a reveal.
Mm-hmm.
What is your thoughts on instant reveal versus collections that do delayed reveals?
I think, like, if it makes sense with the type of project it is, like, I think it should be fun. I don't think it should be just for pump floor price off of mystery and secondary royalties. I think like we've evolved past that. Early on, I think it was fine, but now I think there's so many options for what you can do with your collections and enhance the experience with that type of stuff. I expect more, I guess.
Yeah, I remember, like, I don't know if it was like Azuki's or who was kind of first, but there was definitely a good string of projects, right, that like took a while to reveal.
Yep.
Like, it was like 2 weeks or something.
Deadheads
And
was that.
yeah, and like I always was like, is this just a tactic because they know that once it, like, maybe not
Yeah.
by the time Deadheads did it, because Deadheads has been around for a while, but by the time,
OGs.
let's say Azuki and some of the others, they were doing it, I was like, is this just a tactic because they know that, like, usually once things reveal, it drops, and so like they were prolonging that. But what the potatoes did with the evolving, and whether we like it or not, we're in one right now, right, with the sewer passes.
Oh yeah.
But this is going to be even a longer period, and it's more skill based and more. We have to contribute to it.
I should have
It's
just
going
said
to be
sewer passes. That's exactly what they're doing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like, it's definitely like, yeah. This example is really curious, and I like it, and I'm very curious to see what the end result's going to be. Like,
Yeah.
I'm there's times I thought
Oh
about,
my
like,
God.
man, should I sell and then try and come back in? I'm like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to play or gamble on any of those games with it. Like, even if maybe there was a right choice, because this is just so new, I'm going to stick through with the one that I have all the way through. And then maybe I can analyze and we can think about it afterwards. Like,
Yeah.
was there a good moment or was there not? Like, yeah. So
Use it as like a learning experience type of thing.
I think a lot of those like delayed reveals, it really was all about trying to drive secondary and people like FOMOing in. At least, like, I don't know, like I would say like summer of, I guess, 2021 and definitely 2022, which was sort of bogus. I can see it being a cool thing if it like ties in with your storyline or your lore or something. I think that can be cool. It's funny because like it feels like no one's really doing instant reveal, and like Bored Apes were instant reveal. Like, I remember literally minting mine and going to my MetaMask and seeing it there. I didn't even go to my OpenSea. I went to my MetaMask. It's fucking hilarious.
The old days.
Yeah, dude. That feels like 7 lifetimes ago. Yeah, I'm done playing for now too. My eyes are tired, but this is perfect anyways because we're almost at the top of the hour. Any last thoughts on any speculative things you've heard or any projects that you have an eye on or artists that you have an eye on here over the next week, or are you just kind of riding the wave?
I tweeted about Samuel Ho this morning. Did you see that one?
I don't think I did. You can throw it up if you want.
See if I can.
Or I can find it here too.
Yeah, I stopped sharing. It's the latest tweet that went out.
Saint Robotica.
Yeah, I was just commenting on the scene. Basically, it was like a failed mint, and they're like rebuilding it, and doing a lot more of the upfront stuff that they wanted to do before they do a remint type of thing. But I vibe with this scene. Like I don't see this stuff before it comes out at all. But I think it's a really cool scene that they did.
Kind of reminds me of like Day Motion or whatever's
DK, yeah.
DK,
yeah. It's got like a real like lo-fi feel to it, but like that frame that comes in is the frame of the NFT of like the PFP. So it's like a really cool take on the PFP thing with the kid in the background. The phone, and yeah, like he's an incredible artist. So I'm stoked for what
that's super interesting. Like the different angle of that being I'm showing it. That's super interesting because then you have like all these little features that you wouldn't see otherwise, you know, like the little tiger rug and the plant, all those things. That is interesting.
I think he's like a Marvel artist type of thing. He has like that background.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice.
We love the art.
I'm kind of annoyed that, you know, like there was a pump already because I was basically I was planning to buy another side land sometime around now within the next like week or two, like, and I've been planning that out within the last 3 weeks. I didn't expect them to jump up. Like I've just been window shopping and trying to find the perfect, I want an environment with an artifact, and like I was looking at the mushroom ones, and man, like there's none of those are at the prices that I saw before. So that's one thing I definitely, wanted to lock in at least one of those before the next trip. And then other than that, man, there's some exciting stuff coming. Like was playing around with this thing called badges, and basically there's this whole thing where you can, it's kind of like like POAPs or something, but rather than being focused on like scarcity and in the moment, we could tie badges to anything. So like right now, people who are in this stream, we could have them go and claim one that we have set up, and the people who were there, or if you're following you, Phil, or following Squirt, or following all three of us, then they can claim, and like you can set them up for like little fun things, and then people can choose if they want to mint it for free on, I think, Polygon or Optimism, or they can pay a little bit for Ethereum and some of the other Arbitrum, whatever. Like they basically give people any option that they want to mint this thing out. And I think there's some fun stuff you could do with this. Like I think rather than people like just jumping in and like launching an NFT, I kind of like playing around with something like this because it is an NFT in a sense, but it's not. I feel like people aren't going to be focused on the price as much of this individual thing. But let's say we're giving out these, or we add these like achievements or rewards or badges to anything that we're doing, every stream we do, or hanging out, following this and that. Then you could maybe line those up for like, then you could go and do a release or a drop, and you'd be like, hey, people who have these X badges fall into this category or whatever. Like, I feel like people could start curating and building out like, like a loyal community and fan base, and build it without releasing a NFT or anything that people are going to try and speculate value on. And then you could drop something that people are going to start looking at floor price with.
That's like Ryan Carson with the POAPs he's doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's something else I've definitely been paying attention to, with Valhalla in particular, but just in general, I've been paying attention to how people have been building communities through Twitter, and I know obviously Bored Apes and a bunch of other people have been doing it for a while, where you have like these special just groups, right? Like group chats for like trait specific ones and this and that. Like it's very interesting to watch how people are building communities through Twitter and where that's going.
It is. It definitely is interesting, and I would agree. Like if you can get a community behind you, I think that's actually necessary now where it wasn't before. You could just say you're minting a project and show like one piece of art, and it would mint out, and you could rug. I actually love the idea of seeing who really wants to be there, and I actually I didn't like it at first, but I don't mind some sort of application process potentially too, or even like maybe even make it simpler than that, where it's, I don't know, like a spotlight on yourself, and maybe it's not so static, it's more dynamic on what you want to share, oops, my headphone ball flew off my head, rather than specific questions that you're answering. I think that can be interesting, and curating a community. I think there's pros and cons to that. And it depends what you want your project to be. But shout out to PoApps for rugging us like multiple times,
Dude.
like 2 years ago when we
Oh
were
my God.
first doing this before PoApps were really like cool. We were doing that shit in spaces. So Ryan Carson, if you're listening, I know you took that idea from us. All the love, by the way. That was not all the love. Please take the idea. We had so many issues with PoApp. So
It was rough.
I think any way that you can show that you're a part of a conversation, a part of a community, and then reward them. I mean, it would be awesome. I wish I was an artist, like a legitimate, I should say visual artist, because I can sing a little bit, but because it'd be dope to be able to create art for people too, like addition pieces that if you have this many badges, you can burn them or turn them in for something. So then it's like a token in essence. So I don't know. A lot of fun things you can do for sure. And I think we're just getting started with that. Last little thing I'll say is make sure that you're careful and secure in the space. Please do not click any links, even if it's from somebody that you think you've known forever. Please make sure that you're double checking. And I would say occasionally, maybe once a month or more frequently than that, if you want, clear your following of Twitter, just because who you're following, because sometimes you'll find that those people aren't active, or maybe they were scammers at some point, and maybe you just hit the follow back because they had a specific PFP, and maybe you saw they were verified or followed by Twitter verified. Anymore, that means nothing. Report bad actors on Twitter, though I'm not sure it helps. We're gonna pretend like it does. And get a hardware wallet. If you have valuable, whatever your valuable assets are, and by the way, valuable doesn't need to be a 6-figure item. It could be whatever's valuable to you. Put them in an actual vault, so that you're not, and spread out assets. If you're like Franklin, if you're listening, don't keep all 69 of your apes in one wallet, because that would be horrendous if you ended up getting compromised, and then they're just all gone. Try to spread out your assets a little bit more. So if you want to play Dookey Dash at any point, let us know, because on Bored TV we're going to be streaming this again, probably, I don't know, 2 to 4 more times before next Wednesday the 8th, when it's all locked in. It's an exciting time. I want to say thanks to Don't Feed and Squirrel for coming on and playing a little Dookey Dash, and I got my official high score on my tier 4 pass, though it's not even that high, and I had to shart to do it. Nonetheless, it's higher than it was when I started the stream 2 hours ago. Follow Don't Feed, follow Squirtle, follow myself, follow Bored TV. Check out our other videos, subscribe. We love all those things because it definitely helps us as we continue to build out the platform and create awesome content for you guys. So with that, I want to say have an awesome night. I'm going to go watch The Last of Us, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I think I'll watch one episode. I think I can stay awake for one more hour. But with that, we out of here.